2009 graduate of Springboro Schools, and I'm the current state captain of Students for Education Reform in Ohio. And over the past couple of years, I've spent time observing and interning in both charter and traditional district classrooms. I've seen things work and some things that don't, and that's why I'm here to talk about the charter conversion. Now, we've heard a lot of opinions about the charter conversion. I'm sure we're bound to hear more, but I'm also smart enough to realize that probably a lot of you have made up your mind on this already. And so instead of trying to tell you what I think, I'm going to caution you on some things. But first, kind of as an aside, I'm glad we could all be here tonight, but I find it kind of ironic that a DARE graduation for students was canceled tonight so that we could have more media coverage meeting for a school board who prides itself on putting students first. Moving on, first, as an education reformer myself, and as someone who is very concerned about the education students receive, I know that there are many other reforms that can be instituted that aren't as dramatic as charter conversions. The reason some charters are so successful is usually because they have freedom. They have freedom to innovate, they have freedom to change things that aren't working. And I've talked to teachers in the district, and many of them have told me that they're fearful to talk to you about these sorts of things, about innovation. And freedom can't thrive in an environment of fear. And you talked earlier about hiring experts for these kinds of decisions. And we already have experts. They're students and teachers. They're right here. So my first question is this. Are we listening to teachers and school leaders in a way that fosters increased educational opportunities to our students? Second, I'm concerned about some of the proposals I've heard with the school. It's been suggested by the board. It was in the Daily News article where Board Member Coles talked about the gifted as a population of students to be served. But as a gifted student myself, I understand the problem with that proposal, mainly that the line between gifted and non-gifted is really unclear and kind of arbitrary. And it's childish to divide resources based on that distinction. Siphoning gifted students, as has already been mentioned, into their own school and pushing them away will allow future boards to look at the inevitable low enrollment of gifted programs in the district schools and cut those programs, effectively blocking students not identified as gifted from the highly rigorous coursework that ensures success in life after 12th grade. And as one teacher pointed out to me, AP and gifted are not the same thing. Non-gifted kids can take AP classes, and they should.
I know you're trying to draw it to a close, but your time's been up for a little while.
Yes, ma'am. And the last thing I want to say is that there's a difference between choice and quality school choice. And so we need to be careful that when we explore a charter conversion that we're making sure it's actually a quality choice. I use the example of you might have the choice of white sliced bread and a bowl of chili for dinner, but you're going to choose the bowl of chili. So we need to make sure that there are 2 bowls of chili on the table with the charter conversion. So thank you for your time.